You thought we were done? I've already talked about context clues, foreshadowing, and scale in my previous One Piece theory. And on that note, Luffy and four of the worst generations are currently fighting two Yonkos right now. Spoilers if you're already caught up. But my point is, the scale cannot get any lower. Blackbeard having two devil fruits at this point would be anticlimactic and defeat all the foreshadowing. Let's briefly go over what we discussed before. Here are the facts. The first is design-wise. Blackbeard, I believe, is the embodiment of three. He has three pistols, three scars to Shank's face, which he somehow caused. He is referred to as they in episode 132, I think, when they're in that town with Bellamy. There are three devil fruit types, Primicia, Logia, and Zone, and he has one Primicia and he has one Logia, which I think is weird. Like, why wouldn't he have just two of the same type? And then he has an abnormal body. And then we know that his crew has some kind of weapon that can steal other devil fruits after they've been eaten. I mean, in the same arc he's introduced, we meet Bellamy, who is introduced to be weaker than Buggy the Clown based off Luffy's current strength. Yet the true foreshadowing was in the introduction to Doflamingo, whose main role is over 600 episodes later, with Bellamy again. That's foreshadowing at its finest, and that's not even the first kind of setup. The prince with Sanji, and then he actually is a prince. That was in Alabasta, and that was like the early season 5, and the fact that Sanji is a prince is like a whole 800 chapters later. So here's my continued point. There are three types of devil fruits, three ancient weapons, and most importantly, his flag. Since every pirate flag we've ever seen in the show, their Jolly Roger represents something of their status, but it's always reflective of the captain or their power. Take Shanks' flag with three scars, Big Mom's that has her flame powers on one side, the cloud on the other side, Buggy the Clown, his big red nose, Captain Kuro was the cat claws. I mean, you could literally take any character in the show, look at their flag, and you'd get an idea of what their power is or design. It always in some way represents the captain. I mean, what else does a three-headed skull mean? I'm not saying Blackbeard has shown he has three heads or even has multiple personalities, but we still have his backstory to come. Here's some real recent solid evidence most reviewers have overlooked. In the Edward Newgate versus Gold Roger fight, Buggy the Clown and Shanks share a panel with Teach, where Buggy the Clown says, the entire 3 days and nights we've been fighting, Teach has never gone to sleep. Now, I, for one, noticed that off the bat. Like, you don't just put that in a story. You can put filler in a story, but when it's something important, you don't gloss over it. You don't just ignore it. Like, you put that in there for a purpose. And, well, what mythical creature never sleeps? The Cerberus. And the only thing that can put him to sleep is a magician. And what does Luffy have on his crew? A musician. Like, Soul King Book is not just hilarious and comedic, but he serves a role in their crew, and it's the musician. At this point, we're all rolling our eyes, but if you remember, Luffy has not once soloed a Yonko. Big Mom was Luffy, Nami, Jinbe, and Sanji at various points. Against Kaido, we have 5 of the worst generation, and even Stampede is a good example. Like, when they were, like, 5 of them fighting one guy. I mean, they were support. Luffy's the one that actually finished him off, but the fact is that there's a team helping him. And I believe all the Straw Hats will fight Blackbeard in the end, and Brook will be a key component to that fight. You don't have to believe me, but you shouldn't listen to every YouTube theory out there. We're not Eiichro Oda. I am simply a published writer with over 1 million words, so I understand context clues and foreshadowing. That's kind of my job. And I'm telling you, the Yami Yami no Mi is not Blackbeard's first fruit. In fact, I don't even think he ate it. Recall my previous video where I said Burgess had a knife armed at Sabo that he said could help him steal his newly attained flame abilities. That similar knife was shown in the bloody hands of Blackbeard after he killed his crewmate for finding the Yami Yami no Mi. I say this because Blackbeard could have easily stolen the fruit and ran, but instead he killed him and ran. And I find that interesting. So if we didn't see it, how do we know that it is his second devil fruit? Well, we do know that in the Marineford War, when Blackbeard, after killing Whitebeard, he hid beneath the veil, and when he emerged, he had his third off-screen but second on-screen devil fruit, the Tremor Tremor no Mi. Whitebeard is still standing, and he hadn't died long enough for a new fruit to form. So that means you don't have to eat the person who has the devil fruit power, but somehow absorb the essence of the said fruit in some supernatural way, and we've yet to see it. We've all based this off of context clues, the knife, and the veil, and I believe it's the source. I believe his original devil fruit is the mystical Zonin type model Cerberus.